Episode 10, Burning Bridges. We begin the episode with us seeing what the Green Goblin's been up to. The Green Goblin has sort of been pushed to the side with the Hobgoblin in the main center and everything happening with Fisk. But we see in the dim confines of an abandoned basement, the Goblin takes off his mask. However, we don't see his face. Abandoned machines and equipment are shown the light on as we see the Goblin's weapons scattered everywhere. We do sort of get a sense, though, that the Goblin has his own agenda, that he's tired of working for Fisk and is ready for something else. He seems to be building something, a machine of some sorts, to help him get everything that he needs and complete his plans. The Goblin hops on his glider, saying that it's finally time for him to get exactly what he wants. As the Goblin continues flying on his glider, we learn that he's been watching. He knows about the fall of Wilson Fisk and that he's out. This is the Goblin's chance to take revenge on Spider-Man and take control of Oscorp for unknown reasons. The Goblin laughs as he flies away on his glider, cackling like a maniac. We then cut to Peter Parker waking up from a bad dream. He was sweating and panting. In his dream, he saw the Green Goblin, laughing maniacally, planning to hurt people. He's seen the Goblin's face for a week now. Whether it's green or orange, he doesn't know. He just knows that there's a Goblin out there, and he's scared of what the Goblin might do to him. As Peter goes to the bathroom, we learn this isn't the first time he's had this dream. Ever since the Green Goblin reappeared and fought him, and when he saw the Hobgoblin the other day, these dreams have been in Peter's head for weeks. The Goblin comes and targets someone close to him, and in all of them, it's Gwen Stacy. Peter thought that maybe revealing his identity to Gwen was the only way they would move forward, as he was tired with this back and forth thing they did. But now this is making Peter realize that maybe revealing his identity to her is what's putting her in danger. If the Goblin or the Hobgoblin finds out who he is, Spider-Man is over. He will find Gwen. He could even kill her, ruining a chance for them to be together if she dies. We cut to later in the episode where Spider-Man is swinging through the city, trying to make him forget about everything, when suddenly he gets a call. It's from Gwen. Peter's worried. What if she was got to? His thoughts all go wrong, but then Gwen tells him that she needs to head over. Peter asks what she's talking about. She says that there's explosions all over the news. On all the bridges, they're blowing up. Spider-Man sees this and realizes this is bad. He has to check them out. He then gets a call from Captain Stacy asking if he's seen the news. Spider-Man says he's on the way. Stacy says he'll send units there, but to be careful. He doesn't want him to get hurt. Peter nods and swings there. Spider-Man then arrives on the scene, swinging from one building to another as he sees rubble and debris everywhere. He sees a couple who beg him to help, saying their son is under there. Spider-Man jumps in, pushing them aside, and lifts the rubble with his bare hands. It's hard, but he uses his spider strength, and he saves the son. He gives them to the mother before swinging off. It reminded him of his parents, how he lost them, how he lost Uncle Ben. He can't let this happen anymore. He continues swinging, determined to stop this destruction from continuing. Suddenly, the rubble and debris just keep growing. Spider-Man worries. If he can't stop this continuing onslaught, he won't be able to stop anything from occurring. Spider-Man tries, but it's too much. The bridges are about to fall. All these people are going to die. Spider-Man knows he has to do something. Peter summons all his strength, shooting 2 strands of webbing in both directions. Barely. He's able to keep the bridge afloat before both strands of rubble fall to the floor. The bridge has been evacuated, and Spider-Man is a hero. But at what cost? Peter doesn't know. He just has to get back to work. Captain Stacy's men then arrive on the scene, getting every civilian to safety and getting most of the people out. He puts his arm on Spider-Man's shoulder, saying that his heroics were good, but he needs to get some rest. His mask is nearly falling apart, and soon people will know who he is. Spider-Man nods, but he still can't help that feeling that Stacy may have an inkling to his true identity. However, Captain Stacy says that they still have no idea who could have done this, but this was coordinated, planned out. 5 bridges blown up at the same time. It has to mean something. Spider-Man says that he doesn't have any idea. Both goblins apparently are MIA, and Fisk is still in the wind. Stacy says just get back to him whenever he finds anything. Spider-Man nods and swings home, praying that the Queensboro Bridge hasn't been blown up yet. We cut to Peter at home, putting an ice pack over his face. He's trying to stop the swelling, but he did a lot today. He may have made a difference, but the villains are all still out there. Suddenly, the phone rings. Peter goes to pick it up, seeing that it's Gwen. Gwen says that what he did was amazing. Peter nods, and Gwen says the mayor's going to address all these terrorist attacks. However, she tells Peter the two of them need to talk tomorrow. About them. Peter nods. Things between him and Gwen have always been this awkward. But he hangs up and sees Aunt May, who smiles, saying that he's up early and she's surprised. May comes to sit next to Peter, who explains that he just couldn't sleep and was really tired, so he figured he'd catch up on the news. May smiles and sits next to him on the couch. The news reporter talks about how Donald Mencken in other news has gone missing, and no one knows where the Oscorp CEO is, meaning that Emily Osborn may have to step up. Peter sighs, saying that it never ends to himself. May puts a hand on his shoulder. She doesn't know what he's talking about, but she knows deep down that Peter Parker is a good man. We then cut to the Green Goblin, as after the last encounter he smirks as he arrives at what he needs. After acquiring all the parts for the machine, he adds the improvements to his glider. The Goblin says that the time has come for him to stage another attack on Oscorp, and finally get his revenge. It is still unknown what his motive is, but he is planning to settle the score. We then cut to Peter watching the mayor's broadcast. He wonders what he's going to say. The mayor goes on to talk about how things in general seem to be looking up for the people. Spider-Man helped evacuate the bridges and save countless lives. But before anyone can hear anything else, suddenly, a giant pumpkin bomb comes to the mayor, knocking him unconscious, as the Hobgoblin steps out laughing, saying that their mayor is taken out, and that all the citizens of New York will bow before him, or they will suffer the consequences as the episode ends. Thank you everyone for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it. As I said, we are getting very close to the end. I do have big plans for all the characters, all the storylines, and everything else. With that being said, if you did enjoy it, be sure to like, share, you can do a bunch of other things, or subscribe, share, like, and comment.